Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time, in my opinion, is a pretty good one, pretty crazy one. But before we jump into that, just want to say, after this video goes up, I'll be live on Twitch for a few hours. So if you're seeing this in the first few hours of it going up, and you want to come check out the stream, I'll put that in the description. You don't have to check it out if you don't want to. Just want to let you know. But anyway, today's story time is about the time that I got expelled from middle school. Now you're probably like, Austin, how the hell do you get expelled from middle school? Well, I'm going to tell you, okay? Now, middle school me wasn't the best student, okay? I kind of had this big head in middle school because in middle school, at least in my situation, everything didn't go on your permanent record like high school does. So I was kind of trolling 24/7, and that's not a good thing to do. If any of you watching this are in middle school, don't be like middle schooler Luna. It's not a good thing to do. But yeah, when I was in middle school, I wasn't the best student. I was getting in trouble a lot just by not doing my work and being loud and just kind of being the class clown. And yeah, I was going to a Catholic school at this time, okay? So I switched schools a lot. Like in between middle school and high school, I went to a lot of different schools just because one, I didn't get the best grades, and sometimes they would transfer me to other schools to get extra help. And other times I'd just get in trouble and they'd send me somewhere kind of like as a punishment. So on this year, I was going to a Catholic school. And I was being a troll, okay? Like I knew that my grades weren't permanent, so I wasn't really being the best student. I was kind of just being a troll. And yeah, this all starts off as a normal day. Now, around this time, in my class, there was this kid. Let's just call him Jared. Now, Jared was the definition, like the textbook definition of a bully. Like, no joke, living, breathing, human definition of a bully. Like, if you look up a photo of a bully, he would pop up on Google. I'm just kidding, he won't, so don't even try. But, like, he was a bully, okay? And I don't use that word lightly, but he would just go around school, go around class, and just bully people for no reason. Like, I remember one time I walked into school, like, didn't say a word to anybody. I just hung my coat up in, like, the coat room, and I walked down, and I sat down at my desk. And I sit down at my desk, and there's just a piece of chewed up gum in my desk that he put there. And I yell out, I'm like, who put this gum here? And he starts laughing, him and his two friends. And I'm like, oh, it was you? And he just nods his head while he smiles at me. And I just knew from that point on that Jared was going to be a problem. I knew he'd keep messing with me throughout the entirety of me going to this school, and it wasn't going to be fun. So yeah, this all starts off as a normal day. I walk into school, I hang up my backpack, I hang up my coat, I sit down at the desk that I'm sitting at, and I'm just going through my work, seeing what I had to get done because I didn't do my homework the night before, and I was trying to rush through it and get it done so I didn't have the worst grade in the world. Also, I was really on thin ice at this point with the entire school. Like, my teachers all kept telling me if I kept messing up, they were going to send me to the principal's office. And sadly, today was that day. So when my teacher asked for everybody to hand up the homework, I didn't hand mine up. And right in front of the entire class, she goes, Austin, where's your homework? And I'm like, I'm still doing it. And she goes, it's called homework for a reason, Austin. You were supposed to do it last night. You can't do it in class. Hand it up. And I handed it up. It was a quarter of the way done. Probably all wrong, by the way. And she goes, Austin, go to the main office. And I was like, what? No, come on. And she goes, nope, I'm done giving you chances. Go to the main office right now. And I'm like, fine. So I get up, I grab my backpack, and I walk up to the main office, to the principal's office. I sit down with my principal, and he's like, Austin, why are you up here? And I was like, well, all my teachers in every class keep saying that if I don't do my homework, they're going to send me up here. And today was the first day. I handed my teacher my homework, and she saw that it wasn't done, so she sent me up here. And he's like, Austin, you got to do better, man. You're on your last chance. Like, I'm not kidding. This is your last chance. Like, you keep messing up, we're going to have to kick you out of school. Like, I'm telling you right now, if you have one more mess up, we're transferring you to a different school. And I was like, why though? Like, you can really do that for me just not doing my homework? And he's like, yeah, man, this is a prestigious school. Like, you have to earn your way in here. And I was like, fair enough. So he ends up sending me back to class, and I go through the rest of that day, for the most part, pretty normal. And then I get to my second to last class, and I sit down, and this is my second class that I have with Jared. I have first period with Jared, and then I have this class towards the end of the day. And I walk into the classroom, and I sit down at my desk, and Jared comes over, and he sits down next to me. Now, this class that we were in, we didn't have assigned seats. So the fact that he sat down next to me makes me think that he's about to fuck with me. And he sits down and he looks at me. He just keeps staring at me. Like, he won't stop looking at me. He doesn't break eye contact for like a minute. So finally, I'm like, dude, what do you want? He goes, nothing. He starts laughing. And his friends are behind him in the table behind us, just smiling at us. And I'm like, dude, what do you want? Seriously. He's like, nothing, Austin. I'm just looking at you. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. So I turn my head and I start going back to doing what I was doing. And all of a sudden, I feel something touch my head. And it's not a hand, it's not like an arm, it doesn't feel like a person touching my head. It feels like something sticky touching my head. And I turn my head, and he has his hand in my hair with a piece of chewed up gum in it. And I have long hair, so that shit got stuck on my head so quickly. And I can't even explain the amount of anger that flowed through my body the second I noticed what he was doing. Like, it's one thing to stick a piece of gum under someone's desk or stick it in their desk, but to touch somebody with a piece of chewed up gum and put it in their hair, Like, that is just a whole new level of fucked up. So I see this and I realize it and I start screaming. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And my teacher looks at me and goes, Austin, language. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, yo, what are you doing? And my teacher yells back and goes, Austin, sit down right now. Like, you're on your last chance before you go to the office. So I'm just so mad because I'm angry because I just got gum in my hair. And if I do anything back to this kid, then I'm going to get sent to the office and probably suspended or kicked out of school. So I sit back down just pissed off because I can't do anything about this. And I start picking this gum out of my hair, like so angry. And this entire time, he's sitting next to me just giggling at me because he did this. So all of a sudden, my teacher goes, all right, guys, stand up, go over to the cart, grab a laptop, get it open, get your presentation ready. And then I get even more angry because I realized that today was the day that we had to do a presentation in this class, and I didn't have any of it done. I hadn't even started it yet. So I had 3 things to be mad about: the gum in my hair, the fact that I didn't do my presentation and I have to present nothing to the class and probably get sent to the office, and the fact that this dude sitting next to me, Jared, is getting away with this. So me and Jared get up, we walk over to the cart, we grab our laptops, we sit back down at the table we were sitting at, and I open it up and he opens his up and he leans over to me and he goes, Austin, no hard feelings, right, man? And I look over at him with just this face of anger, and I'm like, Jared, you're done. He goes, what does that mean? You're gonna hurt me? I'm like, nope, but you're done. And he goes, okay. So I have this idea pop into my head after I say that. I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be the greatest form of revenge ever. So I open up my laptop and I log onto the student drive where everybody's profiles are for the class, and I open up Jared's and I open up his project, and I go through his entire PowerPoint project and replace every single slide with tons of photos of naked sumo wrestlers. I went on Google Images on a VPN on this laptop, looked up naked sumo wrestlers, saved them all, and then put them all on his project and deleted all of the text from the project. So his entire project was only photos of naked sumo wrestlers. There was no more words, nothing. Just photos of naked sumos. And it was so funny. Like, he should have known something was up. I had my laptop, like, slightly turned to the right so he couldn't see my screen. And I was doing this right next to him with just the biggest smirk on my face. So fast forward like 15 minutes, it was finally Jared's turn to present his project. And he grabs his laptop and he goes up to the cart and he hooks it up to the projector. And he opens up his PowerPoint. And the first thing that gets pulled up is a nice big title screen with no title and just a giant photo of a naked sumo wrestler. So his face immediately goes red from embarrassment, and the entire class starts laughing, and the teacher even had a smirk on his face. So I yell out and I go, Jared, man, what do you be looking up? And he goes, shut up, Austin. And he quickly clicks over to the next slide to try and get it off the screen. And on that screen, there's even more naked sumo wrestlers. And he just yells out, he goes, this isn't me, guys, I swear. And he just closes up his laptop and takes it off the cart and unplugs it and walks back over to his table. And the teacher goes, all right, Jared, go to the main office. And he goes, no, I didn't do this. It was Austin. And he points at me because I'm laughing my ass off. Like, he knew that I did something. And the teacher goes, Austin, is this true? And I go, yep, it was me. And he goes, all right, Austin, go to the main office. So I go up to the main office. I sit down with my principal. And he goes, Austin, why are you in my office twice in one day? And I was like, well, Jared stuck gum in my hair, specifically chewed up gum, and I was pissed off, so I put naked sumo wrestlers all over his PowerPoint project, and the whole class saw it, and everybody laughed at him, and now I'm here. And he goes, Austin, I told you it was your last chance, like, you're done. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you're kicked out, like, you're getting transferred, you're out of this school forever. And yeah, he calls my mom on speakerphone, tells my mom over the phone that I'm basically just not doing my work, I'm not being a good student, and that today I messed with somebody's project, and that I'm done, I'm getting transferred out. And yeah, literally after that weekend, I was transferred to a new school on Monday. I went to a whole new school, I wasn't allowed at the other one anymore, and I had to start fresh at a new school. And I can't lie, the new school was actually a lot better, so I guess it was a good thing in that aspect, but moral of this story is if someone puts gum in your hair or is messing with you at school, just tell somebody. Don't go and try and get like master revenge like I did, because even though it was funny to look back on, it was really stupid. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time and found it crazy and funny. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace. Like what? They leave me out for the dead, and now they know they're fucked. All my texts are unread, that's how I know she